Hey guys, Jordan here. In this video, I'm going to be responding to a new photographer's questions. So let's get into it. All right, so before I get started, if you're new to real estate photography or you're just landing on my channel, make sure to subscribe if that's a topic that you're interested in, as I consistently put out content on the topic. This one is pretty long, so let me go through. So I made a YouTube short about camera basics, but TT left a comment and had some questions. Says, Jordan, I'm very new to photography. I don't have a camera yet, but am looking to make the jump from my phone to a camera. I'm overloaded with info, so my apologies if this is scattered. A couple basic questions. With phones taking such good pictures these days, are agents doing more photos these days than paying a photographer? Now I'm gonna stop every little question and just kind of give my thoughts on it. So one, are agents doing more iPhone pictures? We haven't really seen a decrease in business because iPhones are so good. I think there's a lot more variables than just the tool to get good real estate photography. So that's composition, that's understanding lighting, your angles. So there's a lot more to it than just having a tool that can shoot photos. The value of the photographer is actually how to use that tool, and it is a skill. It does take some practice. Now there are agents that do take iPhone photos. Typically they're not the best, but maybe there are some that are producing some really good results out there. We wouldn't know because they're not hiring us, but from our business perspective, we haven't seen a decline in business because of agents shooting with iPhones. So anyways, let's go on to two. Number two, can editing be done successfully with an iPad Pro? I don't have a desktop, and that could be a rather large investment if needed. Yeah, I haven't really. You can edit on an iPad Pro. I prefer to use efficient tools, right? I think the iPad can be a bit, if you're doing like a 1 or a 2 or 3 photos, it's not that bad, but because they do have Lightroom and different editing softwares for your iPad. But if you're going to be doing any large number of photos like real estate, which you're probably going to be doing 25 to 50 photos on any given house, it's going to save you a lot of time by using, you could even use an older PC. You don't have to have the latest and greatest. If budget is a thing for you or an issue, I'd probably opt for like a 2013 MacBook Pro Retina. You could probably get one of those for $500 or so right now. Or if you have a few extra $100, get an M1 MacBook Air. That's a incredible machine for editing as well. All right, so let's get back into it. So number three, I've not done much photo editing aside from iOS apps, so I don't quite know what I'm in for. Learning curve with a legitimate and dedicated photo editing software program. Yeah, there is a bit of a learning curve, but that goes with any editing software, right? You got to kind of know where everything's at. I think I've had some videos, maybe I'll link one in the description, but there are, those basics for most editing softwares, exposure, and then using it and kind of getting a feel for the photos that you want to create for your customers. You'll kind of just gravitate towards making those adjustments, but it doesn't necessarily have to be overwhelming. Just keep the end goal in mind, is that you're creating pictures for your customers to help them sell their houses. You don't have to use all the tools in the editing in the software to achieve that. All right, so number four, last question, I promise. I work rotating shift work, so I have some weekdays off. I'm looking at this not only because I'm enjoying taking photos, but I also have a second career when I retire in a few years. I have time to learn. How long does it take for your average person to get good enough to charge for real estate photos? Thanks for your assistance. I like your videos, and just subscribe. Appreciate that. My thoughts on an average person learning real estate photography. I think it'll probably take you a good, and now it does depend how many houses you shoot. So you're gonna have to shoot a good 20 houses, I would say, to experience most of the different variables that you run into at houses, right? No house is the same, but you'll run into the same issues with mirrors and issues with the sizing of rooms and layouts being weird. But I think after a good 20, you can get a good understanding of real estate photography, tripod height, all these different little variables, to get good and feel confident when you're charging your customers for your real estate photography. So anyways, hope that answered your questions and gave you value. If you got value, hit the like button, and we'll see you guys on the next one.